Uknowcell.
Man, first and foremost, welcome to Uknowcell.com.
What's happening with you?
What up?
How you been?
I'm good.
Good?
Been a minute since we kicked it, my nigga.
I know. So, first thing first, man, introduce yourself for the people.
You know, this DopeLilDee, you know what I'm saying? Straight up out the town. You know, you can find me all around.
Alright, and then the first one we did, man, it was a dope interview. This time you got a guest with you.
Yeah, the first one we did, we was in the studio. That was,
Yeah, we was in the studio.
There, you know, but it was a nice one.
Yeah, so, but this time around, you brought somebody with you, so explain who you got with you here.
This is my pops, you know, in the first one we kicked it. Like, you remember I was telling you in the first one, like, shit, where I come from, you know what I'm saying? Like, the streets and why I am like I am. Like, I ain't just a rapping nigga just rapping about some wild shit that I did. I actually, you know, got a reason for why I wanted to do that shit, you know what I'm saying? So I figured the first person to start the basis of that shit, you know what I'm saying, of where I come from, will be my pops, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, his life will reflect my life and what I went through to form my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, growing up in the system and foster care, going through all that shit, and just having, you know, the pops and mother that was into, you know what I'm saying, the shit that they was into, you know what I'm saying?
So you, one of the common things that you always bring up is growing up in foster care. So when did you actually get inserted into foster care?
91.
In 91. And your pops is here, so I'm pretty sure he would know the reasoning and the backstory behind that. So can we share a little bit of that, or what we can share?
I'm gonna let him answer that question. It's better for him. I was a little one, so it's better for him to tell you, you know.
Well, basically, it's because the last child that you and your mom, me and your mom had Cain in his system when he was born and shit. So they stepped to the crib and snatched everybody and shit. That's basically the reason. Ain't no other way of putting it. That's what happened. The last child she had, which was D'Angelo, had Cain in his system. So they snatched everybody. Well, they snatched him, really.
And then they came back.
And they came back and got everybody.
Long story short,
yeah, that's what happened.
So, you know, like I say, so when I tell a motherfucker I grew up in the system or whatever, like I said, what I talk about, shit, I don't want motherfuckers to think about, oh, it's just a nigga in the hood. Like, nigga, my dreams was so minute as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even think about, like, what most motherfuckers thought about. I didn't even really think that shit was real till I was probably, like, in my 20s, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And so for you, what was that feeling, you know, growing up in foster care? And then I want to pose that same question to your pops is, what is that feeling like? Can you describe that? And having your children that you brought into the world taken from you due to a system that's set up that way.
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Go first.
I remember like if they set up breakfast every morning, and every morning there was this fat nigga whose room was next to mine. He would rush to my motherfucking table and like eat my shit. And he did it for like 3 days. And then like I just fought him about it. Like I wouldn't even, but that's what I learned just about life at 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, this nigga, why wouldn't he take your shit if nobody's gonna do nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? By the time you tell on him, he just scarf that bitch down his throat. You know what I'm saying? There's a little donut or something on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? So I just remember like learning it then, like small shit like that then kind of would make me be like, fuck. And then like, especially being in the facilities where kids would go home first, you know, like go home on the weekends and visit their parents and shit like that. That shit would really, that's what it would like really kick in. But like for the first couple years, my parents, they would come visit me. And they would come visit me like once a week, you know what I'm saying? Well, my dad did. My mom came and visited me maybe 2 or 3 times though, out of the whole situation. But my pops came and visited me like a few times, you know what I'm saying? Like damn near every week. So it was like for a kid, you know, that's like staying with your grandma, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know. And then there's like a bunch of kids around, so you really don't get it. But like I said, shit, when kids would go home, because you know, you in a facility where some kids are in there for being in trouble or whatever it is, you feel me? They go home on the weekends, and when they do and they come back with their stories, that kind of fuck with you. But besides that shit, you really couldn't really trip about it a lot.
And our same question to you, what was your feelings just having to go through that process?
Well, I would have to start, you know, at the point where you said when he was taken from me. Actually, I spent 14 and a half months, you know, taking drug screens twice a week, trying to get him back. And every obstacle the state put in front of me to do, I was doing everything solo because his mom, she was doing her thing, bless her heart and whatnot, but she was doing her own thing, so I had to cut myself from her to get the kids back because dueling it up together wasn't going to work. So I had multiple feelings about it at the time because I was doing everything that I could to get them back, and after 14 months, they knocked on my door November 18th, 94, and told me my kids had been adopted, and I was, when I seen him, it was like a week prior. I went and visited him like a week prior, and so, you know, I just...
hadn't been adopted yet.
But they told me he had been adopted.
Well, they told all of us. That was for all of us.
Right, so they knocked on my door November 18th, 94, and said, do you want to come visit with your kids one more time? And I'm like, I got an appointment to visit with them next week, so she said, they've been adopted, and if you go around them, you will go to jail. Bottom line. So, you know, of course I spazzed out, went crazy on the broad, etc., etc., etc. But at that point I had mixed feelings because I didn't know. It was like 14 months of everything I was trying, getting housing, beds and all that. You know, it was like that shit went down the drain. It was like they was just fucking with me. It was like they didn't want me to get the kids. Every fucking thing I did to try to get them, they threw something in front of me that they thought I couldn't do, and I did it. And, you know, it wasn't because of lack of trying. So I had mixed feelings about it after the fact, and I realized that I couldn't get them and it wasn't fucking I'm gonna get them. I went on the fucking ziggity boom from like probably 95, January 95.
That would bother you though.
You know, I went on the ziggity boom and shit, you know. And when I say ziggity boom, I don't mean doing drugs. I mean, I just went madcap. I had my whole family was gone, so I ain't give a fuck. And I did whatever I wanted to do, knock niggas in the head, whatever.
But that was one of the things, you know what I'm saying, when you do being like foster care with another kid, and then you watch him go back to his parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit did used to, you know, fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in it, so I seen a lot of kids come, a lot of kids go in different foster homes or different systems. And when you actually seen that shit, it would make you like look at your pops or your mother or whoever it is that you looked at kind of file to the point where you would never talk to them again and never fuck with them again. Like I said, told you off camera, which is one of the reasons being that the game or the system is designed to take fathers out of the homes, right? That's what they say, and from shit that I read and studied, I would agree. If that was the case, shit. If they took mine out my home and I found a way to find that nigga, I'm damn sure go at least kick it with that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of just being like, fuck it, fuck you fucked up when I was a kid. My mama said you wasn't shit, so I ain't tripping on you. Because I could have took that route like probably most motherfuckers do. But I just understand the game was designed for me not to win, and that was one of the things that's going to keep me losing. So if that's one of the things that somebody attacked me with and I can block it, I'm damn sure go block it. So that's what I made sure I did with it. You feel me, Pop?
Fucking A, I feel you.
So, with your upbringing, now with you being a grown man, what were some of the key lessons outside of the one that you mentioned earlier, as far as like the game being designed or just the system being designed to put you in the situations that you've gone through? What were some of like the life lessons that you learned growing up in foster care?
Shit. Damn, I don't even know where the fuck to start.
Just give me about three to five good ones.
I'm gonna give you like the first 3 to 5 that I could come up with.
Okay.
I'll say the first one. This is my favorite one. The lady who adopted me, Belinda Space, shout out to her. Her mother, she died when I was like soon as she adopted me, like soon as I got back with her or whatever. So I didn't know her for that many months. But I remember going through a situation where I was being teased about, you know, being a kid from, you know, foster care or whatever. And I just remember her calling me in the room and she was like, who bought that shirt that you got on? I like it. And I was like, Miss Space bought it. And then she was like, who bought you them shoes? These shoes. I was like, well, Miss Space got these for me. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, fuck them. I was a kid and she literally told me, like, fuck them. Say it. Fuck them. She made me say it like 10 times. Like, fuck them. So, like, fuck people. If you ain't really, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to rock me. You ain't got to like what I'm doing. But if you ain't helping me, I care less really about what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't talking about harming me or fucking with me, like, so that was like one of the main things that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? And that helped me get through a lot of shit, just being able to say fuck people that I felt was trying to harm me, whether they're trying to, you know, always harm them back. But I want to give you one more.
Can I hit you with one? I know you don't want to throw it
Go
out
ahead,
there.
fuck it.
Let me hit you with one.
Fuck it, hit me one. Pops, go
Taking care of your damn ass at all times, no matter where you at on the planet.
Stop yelling.
That
nigga be thugging.
That one.
That nigga be
That one. You know what I mean?
Couple shots of
That one there. That one there. That one there. That one there.
Yeah, you definitely got to take care of yourself. That's what I said in the first one, though.
No matter
But
where
I
you at on the
He
planet.
asked me besides that one. That was the first lesson I
did you
learned
hit
when
that
I
one?
was in the juvenile.
Oh, you talking about the little eatery and shit dude snatching the
Yeah,
shit?
shit. What do that mean?
Okay, that's it.
Right. He
That's
said
it.
besides that lesson.
All right, that's what's up.
Right.
We talked about the two different situations as far as going through what you're going through when people get in the attitude of not wanting to reconnect with their parents. What gave you the attitude to want to kind of reconnect, and what has that been for you, Pop? Like, what did that mean to you for him to take that attitude as opposed to the other attitude he was talking about?
Well, without sounding all soft and like a little chicken shit,
Because I was talking shit to her before they heard
that shit was mad live, bro. It was like a dream come fucking true. It's no other way. It was something I had always hoped for, because when they told me that shit, I was like, this nigga gonna be 18 before I can see him again. I hope in 9 years this motherfucker wanna see me. So it was like, you know, a fucking dream come true, especially the shit I was doing in those 9 years. We hooked up, so that's why I ain't cut this nigga loose since. Real talk.